What's up, interwebs? My name is Cravol. Welcome back to Custom Hearthstone Concepts. You guys get the idea at this point. You guys have made these cards. I'm going to quickly showcase my favorites, and if you want to be involved in the next video for next month, please go check the link in the description and join the Discord server. For today's video, as per what was announced last time, we are doing Rastakhan's Rumble, and specifically I asked you guys to make hero cards for that. And the great majority of those were reimaginings of the Troll Champions from the Adventure mode. So we're just going to go through 3 of my favorites really quickly here today. Ready? To kick things off, we have a card made by Stockdiv. They've been featured a couple times in the past. And it is a reimagining of Zentimo, Cravol's champion. They made it an 8-mana hero card for Shaman, of course, with the battle cry, transform all minions into 0/1 frogs with taunt, and the hero power Splash Zone for 2 mana. The next spell you cast this turn also targets adjacent minions. Now overall, this is a pretty direct callback to the Zentimo card, which of course has that same effect as the hero power, just as a 3-mana minion. Although something that I do love about this card is the creative board control in the battle cry. Most hero cards have some sort of board clear or survival effect for their battle cry, and this one does as well, although casting Hex on everything is a very creative way to do it, and it slows the game down a lot if you're playing against a minion-heavy deck. Splash Zone as a hero power, it's a little hard to judge if it's overpowered or not. I'm not honestly sure. I can think of a few ways that this would be broken, especially in Wild, with something like Jade Lightning, you know, that summons 3 golems right there, but overall I don't think it's that bad, especially only as your next spell, so you can do it once per turn and you're spending 2 extra mana on it. I don't honestly think it's that bad overall. I think it would be pretty fair to play against. Overall, I don't have a ton to say about this card. I just think that it is a reasonably balanced way to translate this character into a hero card with a very similar effect, so yeah, there we go. Next up, we have a card from Rastakhan. They've been in the last couple of videos, and they have been rampantly making cards here. I will give them a shout out for something else in just a little bit here. But starting with this card, we have Loti the Feral, with that 3 mana, and is of course the Druid hero card based off of Loti the War Druid. This card gives 8 armor instead of 5 and has battle cry. Your hero has 2 attack on your turn, and that is a rest of game effect. It's not just that point. But then above and beyond that, they have the hero power for 3 mana, Pack Mentality. For the rest of your turn, whenever your hero takes damage, summon a 3/2 raptor with Rush. So let's break down what we got here. So first of all, that battle cry, again, it is interesting to note, that is for the rest of the game, although it is only on your turn. So for the rest of the game, even though your hero power has changed, you just straight up have 2 attack power and you can hit something every single turn. Above and beyond that, though, the hero power, keeping that in mind, is effectively that for 3 mana, if you hit a minion that turn, you get a 3/2 raptor with Rush, a 3/2 beast that has Rush, of course, and can attack in and of itself. There is, of course, a little bit of combo potential here with Gonk, where you can use Gonk to hit multiple times and you summon multiple raptors. That, to me, seems a bit redundant, because the raptors, to me, you know, they have Rush and they're kind of there to help win the game. So it seems a bit redundant in that matter, but it is potentially something you could do where you could fill up your board with raptors with Rush. Above and beyond that, Loti has additional armor, as I made sure to note earlier, and I think mostly this is just to kind of balance out the fact that you are really trying to hurt yourself or hit enemy minions with this archetype. One thing that I will say is that I feel like 3 mana is definitely too cheap for these types of effects. I would probably put the card at 5 mana personally, but that's honestly much more of a nitpick. It's a very creative card, it's a very interesting idea, and yeah, it's always good to see what this guy makes for each video. And in fact, I do just want to give Rastakhan a brief shout out here in the middle of the video before we get to this last card. He actually took Rikar, who is the main hero from the Adventure mode, and went through and made versions of him for every class as a kind of card that changes depending on what class he is, a neutral hero card, and it's very creative, it's a lot of information. I would have included it in the video, but I don't want the video to be half an hour of just that card. But I do have to say, it is an incredible amount of effort. It's more effort than I put into my videos, if we're being honest. And yeah, I just appreciate everything that this guy puts into these videos. Thank you so very much. At any rate, getting into our last card for the video, we have High Priestess Jaclick, which is, of course, the Warlock Legendary, and it has been turned into a 3-mana hero card by Menovat, who is actually a new member of the Discord server, and this was one of their very first entries to the series. The card has Battlecry, give your Hyreek +2/+2 and Rush wherever it is. That, of course, being the Warlock Loa, which is the 8-mana 1/1 that fills your board with copies of itself. And Jaclick also has a passive hero power, which is Protect the Loa, passive hero power. The highest cost card in your hand cannot be discarded. So let's go over what we got here. The thing that's interesting about this card, honestly, is that I think it's a weak card for the exact reason that I included it in this video. What I like about this card is the fact that it takes both of the Warlock archetypes from that expansion, Discard Warlock, and of course the kind of buff Warlock, the hand buff Warlock with Hyreek and a couple other cards there. It takes these two archetypes which didn't receive enough support to be playable, and it gives them both some really solid support. So the Battlecry turns Hyreek into a reliable board filling and board clearing type of effect. And the hero power, of course, makes it so that you can have a much more consistent discard game where you know for a fact, if you've got something like Jiraxxus in your hand, or if you've got something like a Void Lord in your hand, really big, heavy, game-ending cards, that you're not going to discard them when you are playing Discard Warlock. That being said, again, I feel like the reason this card isn't that good is because it is too spread between those two archetypes. If the Battlecry was just a general defensive one and then it had that hero power, or if the hero power maybe buffed up minions in your hand, I think this card would be really, really good. As it stands right now, it is very spread thin between the concepts and just kind of flip-flops back and forth and is a bit weak. And again, that's not to say that it isn't a good concept. It does take a card that is somewhat underused, outside of course, meme discard decks, and gives it support for two archetypes that are definitely underused, and I can certainly appreciate that. So thank you, Menovat, for the card, and I certainly hope to see cards from you in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And of course, if you want to get your cards into a future video, make sure to join the Discord server. The new channels will be up for cards to be received for this next video, and that means that here I have to announce the theme for that video. Summoner Mage is a concept that I played around with a while ago, and it's something that I absolutely love the idea of, where Mage has a lot of effects that create minions off of spells, but they haven't had any real synergy with it. Well, we appear to have been blessed because in the newest expansion they have just revealed a card, Khadgar, who actually synergizes with Summoner Mage. So in light of that, I would like to take the challenge that I took and throw it back at you guys, and ask you guys to make me your best Summoner Mage cards. So again, cards that synergize with making minions off of spells. I know that that's a bit more of a broad or maybe confusing theme. There is a discussion channel in the Discord server, and I'm sure myself and other people would be more than willing to discuss specifics with you there, but yeah, I just think it'll be a fun concept, and I really want to see some other people's thoughts on that concept. At any rate, thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you to my supporter, Dan the Chris, on Patreon, who just got his next exclusive Hearthstone video of cards made by me. If you guys want access to that, be sure to check out my Patreon, see if you can give me $5 a month, support the channel, and get some extra content on the side. And at any rate, I feel like I'm rambling, so I will just say, again, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Toodles.